Alright, driving home this afternoon from church, and I was thinking about guitar, as I normally am. I'm not a good guitar player, so take everything I say with a grain of salt. But I was going to say some things that I learned that have helped me in my practicing guitar and having effective practice sessions, and have helped me notice that I'm getting better quicker when I do those things. Number one is never quit learning. I think you need to try to learn something new or have something that you set out to perfect very intentionally always. When you're practicing, you have to have maybe it's a song that you're trying to perfect or a technique that you're working on, but you need to have a purpose in your practicing. Because I figured out that whenever I sit down and I'm just noodling and just playing mindlessly, I'm not doing anything. All I'm doing is entertaining myself, which is fine. You can do that. But don't expect to get better if you're doing that, because you might get better at the stuff you already know how to do. You might perfect it, but you're not learning new techniques. You're not learning new licks. You're not learning a new song when you do that. You're just messing around. Now, I have found that that is an incredible tool for whenever you are working on perfecting something. So, like if I'm working on a lick, like say I'm working on a blues lick that I'm trying to figure out how to work into my phrasing whenever I'm playing blues. Well, I'll get a backing track out for a 12-bar blues, and I'll probably pick 3 or 4 different keys, and then I will figure out how to work that lick into all these different backing tracks and different keys, where it fits in a song, how to use it to serve the song. That's very helpful. But if you're just doing that all the time, it's probably not doing you any good. So play with a purpose. Whenever you sit down and practice, have a specific thing that you're trying to get better at. For me lately, it's been I'm trying to learn how to do those Eric Johnson, Joe Bonamassa style cascading pentatonic licks. I'm trying to learn how to do those and make them crisp and fast. And so I've been working on that lately. But you have a purpose when you sit down to play and practice. The next thing is, if you want to get good at guitar, you have to practice every day. And I don't mean to say that in like a pretentious way, but if you're one of those people that sit down and play guitar for 10 minutes once a week, or an hour once a week even, you're not going to get any better at any kind of reasonable rate. It'll take you 40 years of doing that every week for an hour to be decent. If you sit down and play 3 or 4 times a week for an hour, you're going to get good pretty quickly. But you'd be better off to sit down and play for 30 minutes a day, every day, than an hour twice a week. Shorter practice sessions daily are going to yield more results than longer practice sessions that aren't daily. I practice at least an hour every day, and I'm not good. As that might give you an idea of that I'm not, in the past I've not been super effective in my methods of practicing. I've not had a purpose. Just been playing really, which is fine. That's enjoyable for me. It's a hobby. You don't have to make it. You don't have to suck the fun out of it. Let's embrace the truth here. 99% of people who play the guitar will never make a penny playing the guitar, much less make a living. And even beyond that, you're not going to be famous. So if you're playing and you're just trying to be good just for the sake of being good, you're not enjoying it. Enjoy playing the guitar. So that's another thing. Don't just make yourself play guitar because you want to be famous or you want to be good. Play guitar because you enjoy playing guitar. But if you want to be good at playing guitar, you got to practice every day. If being better at it is something that you enjoy, which is something for me, I'm always chasing getting a little better, you've got to learn to practice every day. And it's a tough commitment to make, but if you can't practice at least 5 times a week, you're not going to make progress at any kind of significant rate. You need to practice every day. And then the third thing that I'm going to say actually completely contradicts the first one, or the second one rather. If you hit a wall where you feel like you are not getting better and everything you do sounds wrong, And I find whenever I hit a wall like that, I end up spending forever trying to find the right tone. And then I'll sit there and spend an afternoon instead of really practicing, dialing in the tone, trying to find something I like. And here's the hard part. You will never find a tone that you like whenever you've hit a wall. You will never find a song that inspires you. You will not find a lick that puts music in your fingers. Whenever you hit a wall like that, what I have found the absolute best thing you can do for your practice, whenever you hit a wall like that, is take a day off. And for me, whenever I hit a wall where I don't feel like anything that I'm doing is helping, nothing that I'm doing is improving, and everything I do sounds bad, don't play. I'm serious. Put the guitar down, don't play that day. And that's something that's going to happen to you no matter how often you practice, but it's going to happen a lot when you practice every day, probably every 2 or 3 weeks. Take a day off and don't practice. Or if you do practice, you have to make yourself not think about tone. You're definitely not going to jam, because you're just going to walk away being unhappy with it. If you feel like you have to practice on a day like that, which I'm telling you, don't practice if you don't feel inspired. If you feel so uninspired to play that you hate everything coming out of your fingers and you don't feel like you're getting better, you're not going to have a profitable practice, because your mind isn't in the right place. But if you feel like you have to practice, and there are some days when I just feel like I have to practice, even whenever I'm having a day like that, pick a single technique, put on something on TV, and practice that technique for hours. It may be turning a metronome on and strumming a chord progression. Just make up something and strum it for hours and work on your rhythm and your timing and your tempo. And change the metronome through it. Or maybe it's playing a specific scale. Just up and down, up and down, up and down the neck. Don't be learning songs. Don't be trying to jam, and surely do not be working on your tone. Because I'm telling you, whenever you're in a mindset where you feel like everything you do is bad, you are not ever going to find a tone that sounds good to you. You're not going to find that magic combination that inspires you. You're in a bad set of mind, and you need to come back to it on another day with a fresh set of eyes, fresh set of ears. But when you have days like that, either take a day off or have a very intentional practice on a specific thing that doesn't need inspiration or motivation to feel good about doing, that you can mindlessly do while you do other things. And then you've still got the benefit of having practiced that day, but you're working on your left hand or your right hand or your internal timings. You're not working on your inner musicality. You're working on technique. So I guess that's really the takeaway, is on days whenever you cannot find motivation or inspiration in the music, look internal and either don't practice, take a day off and come back with fresh ears, or practice something very specific even when you don't feel inspired to do it. Just don't try to make music whenever you don't feel like that. You're going to make bad music and you're going to hate it. For me lately, when I've had days like that, it has been working on those cascading pentatonic licks. I can't do them in a way that I'm satisfied with regardless yet. So it doesn't really matter if I'm playing the bad or not. But sitting there, maybe I'm watching King of the Hill on Hulu, and I'm playing a cascading pentatonic lick. And I'm just up and down the neck, up and down the neck, up and down the neck. Well, I'm not really thinking about it, but I'm building the muscle memory of where my fingers go, where my pick should be, if I should be on an upstroke or downstroke here. I'm not thinking about it actively, but you're going to biomechanically adjust for what's optimal to play that lick without having to think about it. Your body is going to find the best way to do it. You may have to think about it a little bit when you first start, but after you've kind of worked it out, mind turns off. You're just practicing it. So there's my short video for today about practicing guitar. Practice with a purpose, practice every day, and when you get burnt out, make sure you either practice with a purpose or take a day off. Don't be afraid to take a day off. If you need that, you need that. Because even whenever I do have those days where I feel off and I make myself practice anyway, it doesn't, I can practice for hours and hours and hours on those days and do one specific thing. I don't make as much progress as I would have made if I had been in the right mindset. So if you have to practice on those days, do, but be very pinpoint. Make it like a job. Make it like, here's my tasks for today and here's what I need to accomplish. Give yourself a goal and work till you get to it, or don't at all. Because if you don't give yourself a goal on a day like that, you'll end up chasing wild geese the entire day. So anyway, thanks for watching.